Hey, Miss K, and I guess the whole theater class. Alright, so I was gonna write a paper for my final exam, but then I thought that, I started writing it, and I guess I couldn't, put in words, what I wanted to say. So I decided to make a video. Um, and this isn't my first year in theater. I took it when I came to collegiate in the 7th grade, and, when I thought about doing this final, I guess the first thing that came to my mind was 7th grade clowning. And I know Miss Kinnison, we talk a lot about how different I am as a person when I came in 7th grade. Not that, I'm different in who I am, but I'm different, I think, in the way that I carry myself. And I think about the first time that I had to do, a skit or whatever for theater, and it was clowning, and my partner was Caroline Kelsey, and she was, my only friend in middle school. And we did this clowning project, and I remember afterwards, all anybody could say was criticism. And Ms. Kinnison pulled me aside later and told me that I had done a good job, but that she knew I could do better. And I think that's all I've done in my life. I've looked at something and said, that was okay, but I can do better. And I think I owe theater confidence. The fact that I can step on a stage and not care who's in the audience or what anybody's going to say about my performance, but if I can do it and I love it, then what else matters? Rasa boxes. So Rasa boxes have been one of my favorite things since I think last year I really started to like them. Just because it's hard, it's challenging. And a lot of people, it bothers me when people say that what's so hard about theater, all we do is sit and act out our emotions. But it's just, the Rasa boxes, it's you're not supposed to think, but you're thinking so hard about what your next move is that it makes you not think. It just makes you forget. Theater's one of those things where it's you have to get actually in the zone. And so with Rasa boxes, especially with fear and surprise being two of my least favorite things to play, it's interesting to see how you can twist things and how challenges can better you. And even if I can't do it as well as somebody else, or people won't like what I portray as well as they might like somebody else's, I can still get up there and do something and make art. A big thing that helped me this year was topography, the viewpoints. And I know topography is a really random one, because I remember Miss Kinnison, when she was going over viewpoints, when she said topography, I was like, there's no way that topography has anything to do with theater. That has to do with history. But when I got cast as Miss Einsford Hill, it was a big struggle. I'm sure you know, Miss Kinnison, trying to capture that class. And topography for me was the shape of my body and my posture and the way I carried myself. And I shouldn't have to focus so much on how I am. It should just, on how I carry myself on stage, it should just be second nature. And I felt by the closing of Pygmalion, that's what it was. It was second nature to be Miss Einsford Hill, to be tall and to be just to have that classy look about me. Another thing that always really helps me is the Stanford Meisner attack that Miss Kinnison loves. You have on pearl earrings, I have on pearl earrings. And the back and forth, just because it's the hardest thing for me to overcome this year, and I still don't believe I've truly overcome it, is thinking. I'm always on stage, I shouldn't have to think. It should just be. It should be an action. It should feel natural. And that back and forth has really helped me realize that the most real things come from something where I get lost in the text, where I'm so into the character and I'm so consumed, in this moment, as you always say, Miss Kinnison, in this moment, when I'm so in this moment that nothing else matters, that I can't even get out a train of thought, because it's just, I'm here. Okay, I think I've said everything I need to say, but I just want to reflect back to the fact that I started off this video talking about being a little 7th grader and having one friend, and then being able to sit and talk to you and say that how far I've come I actually think I owe everything to theater. And I know, Miss Kinnison, like, you think that that's probably a little bit of BS. I don't know if I can say that, but I just did. But it's not at all. And I know Meg. I think Meg was a big turning point for me because she showed me that no matter what, like how wild and amazing, as wild as you can be as a person, that doesn't mean that you're confident on the inside, that there's still stuff beneath the surface that's bad. And so I guess that's taught me that being myself is the best person that I can be. And I might have days where I'm weak, and I might have days where I don't know what's coming next, but I think theater's a healer. You taught me that, Miss K.